Hello, BookTube, and apologies for not being around that much in the last little while. I'll probably do a video regarding that, but something that's been on my mind. It's generally always on my mind. I have spoken about this before, but it's sort of like good books. A tight, firm binding sort of really feels good in the hand. You know and it's sort of this has come out of a conversation that I had with a friend who got a limited edition that was really really well made. It sounds like it's very very tactile to the hand, feels really good. Holding it, it's sewing. So the binding is tight. Cloth, covered boards. Um, you know, um, it, you know, books that could take a bit of wear and tear. And it just sort of here's an example of a newer one that's actually quite well done. This is Edward William Lane's An Account of the Manners and Customs of the Modern Egyptians. It's the definitive 1860 edition, introduced by Jason Thompson, who did a biography of him as well. And it was published in 2003 by the American University in Cairo Press, Cairo and New York, and it was printed actually in Cairo. But like it's got a really nice, dust jacket that you can sort of, it's very smooth, it's very sleek, and with I always like peeling back the jacket slowly and revealing, the what's underneath, and that's always a joy and a thrill. So, like with this one, you peel back slowly and you get to see, like, wow, that just, is just an amazing picture there. But it doesn't always match the back, so there's that. And sometimes you got nice M papers. This one actually has a very it's creamy color. It's a bit, it's not quite textual or tech I can't think of the word, but yeah, you could sort of feel a little bit. It's not perfectly smooth, and it's got a really nice feel to it, and it does match. The front and back matches there. And the great thing of this one too is this is a sewing. With a sewn binding, with a really good tight binding, but not too tight. But a good tight binding, you could spread it open, just really really nicely. And you see that the the gap here, which is really nice, because I'll show you where something like this is a nice binding. It's a rounded spine, and it's got a nice um, uh, ribbon there that it really is tactile when you rub back and forth on it. It just feels really really nice. But also too, like I say, you could spread it open. You could see the threads, sewing there. But also too, with this gap, you could stick your finger right in, and you can, if you put it upwards like this, poke it up to into the text block, you could feel sort of the ribbing of the sewing. And it's very nice. You can rub your finger back and forth along there. And they also too have a something covering it there too, but you can still feel it through it. So it's really really it's really nice. And as an example of one, other recent ones, or this cased one, it's not sewn, so it's really like, you don't want to spread it too much. You spread about as much as that, and you can see the gap, like, the gap is just too tight. It's just, it's not good. You could break it by forcing it. You don't want to do that. And an older one, it's had some use, but it's got cloth, covering, and it's just very, very nice. To all the edges, to rub your fingers along, and the crevices just feel really, really nice, and a little rough edges, but feel it still feels really nice. But this is the binding. It's getting a bit loose, and the gap there is, it's uneven. But this doesn't have, you can still feel in there, and you can really feel the ribbing there, for that, and for some of these other ones, like the if it's letterpress, like the tactileness of the printing, like when you rub your fingers up, you feel all the raised bits, like the dimpling, and it just is just fabulous, and when you get it down the crack there of, when you open it up, and sometimes you need to run it back, your finger back and forth there to smooth it out and make it sit, and spread out more here. It's just fabulous, but yeah, I just love books for that reason. It's not just the contents, it's it feels good in the hand, and it just, you want to rub your hands all over, and even some of the older ones, you get a good smell, as well, from the books. So yeah, it's, but you just need to take care of them, and like what I was saying, like when you put your finger in to feel the ribbing of the stitching and the binding, you don't want to force. You just don't want to force, anything. You don't want to force it open or anything like that. You want to be gentle, but still firm at the same time, because if you're too gentle, then you might not, get the full potential, of the book and the feel of everything. So yeah, so that's it. I'll be back, I'm sure, with another video to explain what's. I'm just sort of, my mind is a little distracted at the moment. It's difficult to concentrate on reading or to do videos a lot, but this one I just sort of thought that I'd get it off my mind, I suppose. So, and I'm just curious, do you like the feel of a tightly bound book, firm binding? Is it really nice to hold in your hands, um, and rub your hands back and forth over it. It's all tactile. That's the thing, because that's where you don't get anything with electronic. You don't get that tactile feeling that you do with the book. So they're interconnected. The intellectual and the tactileness are just, to me, integral. They're interconnected, and it's hard to separate that from for electronic, where you don't have it to hold in your hands, and the cold Kindle or whatever just doesn't satisfy. I don't think it doesn't satisfy those feelings of the tactileness. But anyway, thank you very much. I'll see you next time.